Hey guys, this is Brad. I'm with the South Carolina State Guard, captain. A lot of y'all remember me from back in the day when we were working in emergency operations for a bunch of various other hurricanes going all the way back to 1998. I've had a lot of questions of recent days about what actually happens at an emergency operations center, especially since we're now in our 5th year in a row that we've had hurricanes here in South Carolina. Currently I'm working at the Emergency Operations Center in what is known as ESF 15, which is the Public Information Office. And what we do is try to coordinate a lot of information together amongst a lot of different state agencies so that we can then send that information out and get it out in a consistent message that everybody is able to understand. So I'm going to take you really quickly through this, and I'll introduce you to a couple of the folks that are actually involved in this, because what you have here in the Joint Information Command is everybody trying to be consistent with the message so that we're not giving conflicting information out across the state of South Carolina. And this is especially important right now because we have evacuations that are going on coming from the coast towards where we're located in Columbia. So the information we put out could be ranging from where are shelters located, what roads to take, what roads are blocked, and then of course where to get gasoline. And then finally, it's going to be, when do I get to go home? So I'm going to turn this around a little bit, and we'll take you around and just show you the Emergency Operations Center, and then I'll come back into this little room so you can show a little bit more. But let's see here. There we go. So here's just a quick look inside ESF 15. And somebody just asked, what does ESF stand for? It's Emergency Support Function 15, which is the PIO, and we can see a little bit here in the background where everybody is looking at the different things, the different news feeds, and of course all the different areas that we're trying to put information out about, and we'll come back here in just a sec. But here's a little brief look around. This is the actual support center on the ground where everybody is functioning in their different functions. The functions are all over the place, and you can see there's different ESFs all around the room which all do different functions. So for example, this is ESF 12. Their job is going to be to deal with volunteer support and also with incoming equipment needs. You have different functions for different emergency agencies around the room. You'll see some National Guard and State Guard folks working around. Over here is Derek, our Public Information Officer for the SCEMD. He coordinates the message that's going out, and then everything is monitored up on the screen. Now downstairs is where the actual National Guard function is, and that's known as the JOC, the Joint Operations Center. The JOC coordinates different sorts of missions that might be sent out to the various units to go around the state. Now, I'm not going to take you around the whole thing, but I'm going to take you back into the ESF 15 function, and we're going to meet a couple of the people after I show you some of the things that are going on. So again, this is ESF 15, the Public Information Office, and we'll show you the screen right here. So what we're doing right now is monitoring a lot of social media feeds so that people know what's going on, what the information is, and then putting out the information consistently to a whole bunch of different functions around the state. And then of course you can see over here we're monitoring the different storm functions so that we can get the correct information to then feed it out. This is where I'm sitting right now, and we help to develop the message. We also are dealing with incoming questions and information from folks to try to find out more about what's happening. You might see this from time to time. The Emergency Management Division little press conferences will be held in this location, so if you see that up on the screen, you're going to see that function as well. Now they're about to go onto a call real quickly, but I want to introduce you really quickly to a couple of folks. You might recognize this young lady. When the governor speaks, she translates for him. Tell us a little bit more about what you do.
Hey, so I'm the ASL interpreter, that's American Sign Language. So I'm here to make sure that the information passed out is accessible to those who are deaf and hard of hearing and use sign language to communicate. That's my job.
And in your other capacity, you also work for the Department of
Mental Health in my day job. We've got a statewide program for deaf and hard of hearing across the state, and so I help manage that program across the state when I'm not here doing this.
Fantastic. Now let's talk to DSS. Tell us really quickly about your function.
Hi, how are you? My name is Marilyn Matthews. I'm Director of Media Relations and Public Information at the Department of Social Services, and what we do during these type of events support ESF 15 in their public information outreach. Also, we coordinate shelter activity through ESF 6, and our DSS staff over there helps coordinate the mass care for individuals who need to evacuate and just provide safety to them across the state.
Fantastic, thank you. And I'm going to drag him really quickly. This is the big boss, Derek, who's going to tell us a little bit about Tell us about ES15 just quickly.
Sure. Well, ESF 15, ESF stands for Emergency Support Function. The way we organize here at the State's Emergency Operations Center is by responsibility or function, not necessarily by specific agency. And so 15, we run actually 1 through 19, and then there's an ESF 24, but number 15 is Emergency Public Information or External Affairs, what we do. And so we bring all of the state public information officers from all of the agencies that have roles in disaster response, and we work together. We focus on unified messaging, unified news releases, putting out one message from all of us collectively so that everybody's on the same page. And it's actually a central point for the media to come and get interviews and get any information they can from all of state government. And so it's to minimize confusion. Obviously during a disaster, people get stressed, maybe they're scared, maybe there's a lot of different types of information out there clouding everything, like on Twitter, for example. We try to minimize all of that by providing a streamlined, smooth, scalable, flexible system so people can come and get information very quickly.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And you'll see this man running around all over the place during this entire episode. But so, let me turn us around really quickly as I pull out here. So, again, this is Captain Brad Bailey. I'm with the State Guard. So the other question is why are you a member of the State Guard and what is your function here? Why would you join this? That's a really easy question to answer. State Guard, what we do is we augment the resources that are in the state level and also in the federal level with the different entities here, and we help them in their operations. So for example, Derek runs the Emergency Operations Center Public Information Office. He doesn't have a staff big enough to run a 24/7 operation all the time during an emergency. State Guard personnel are SMEs, subject matter experts. So in effect, if it's a doctor, if it's a lawyer, or if it's somebody such as myself who is proficient in public information or social media, they bring in a SME to help them augment what their function is so that we can actually help them accomplish the goals, especially during an emergency. So we have a lot of State Guard personnel that are around that are augmenting various functions in this center, but also throughout the State Guard and throughout the state, especially in emergency operations and other functions. But that's really basically it. It's a wonderful opportunity to be there to support your state, to be able to support them and what they're trying to accomplish, especially during these emergencies. And as everybody knows, for the last 5 years in a row, we've had hurricanes hit the South Carolina coast, and you won't see a better operation than this here in South Carolina. They're very proficient in everything they do, and the resources all come together. So just wanted to give everybody a little heads up about what the function is, what we're doing, and give you a little look at the inside of Emergency Operations Center here in South Carolina. Stay tuned to all the different news feeds and you'll see a little bit more about what we're pushing out for the public information side. Anyway, it's good to talk to you, and if you got any questions, let me know. But until then, I'll be working here. Talk to you soon.